40 things that were off about a friend's partner. According to Reddit, number 40. She messaged me to let me know she wouldn't be on her phone until she got a new one because the one she had was busted. When I pressed a little, he had thrown it and stomped on it when she complained about it dropping calls and having a shit battery. So, typical best friend I am, I would make the bastard pay, blah blah blah. Fast forward a few hours, he is on her Facebook Messenger, reading our conversation, trying to justify it to me. It gave me the willies to have him read our conversation. He has also thrown a remote through their plasma TV when he was mad. I know that he will be violent with her one day, if he hasn't already, and she is just keeping it a secret. It makes my skin crawl. Is that what it says, Kyle? I don't care. How about I don't care? Guys, not to put my business out there, but I just kind of came home to a very unfortunate situation. There was an Amazon box on the doorstep and it had been ripped open and its contents were stolen because there was nothing in the box. And I have had a very stressful few days as it is. So, excuse the kind of detached mood that I may be in, because I was very much looking forward to just streaming when I got home, to kind of tether people back to what normal could be, but I am still a little boy, that adrenaline was pumping and it still is. So whatever, I guess it's what we deserve in life or something. So number 39, he made her stop being a vegetarian. He would slip meat into her food or outright force her to eat chicken nuggets. Okay. So for a quick reminder for any of you who may have gotten here late, 40 things that were off about a friend's partner. And if you're curious, the question being asked on Reddit was, what made you realize that there was something off about your friend's significant other? Number 38 reads, me and another friend were visiting our old bandmate from across the country for a couple of weeks. He was newly engaged to this girl whom he met once he moved away from our hometown. While he was at work, we decided to hang around the house and play some video games while his fiancée was hanging out in her room. For some reason, she was punishing one of her cats and locked it in a tiny cage. We thought that was fucked up, so I let it out. She came out of the room after a half hour and just flipped the fuck out. Who the fuck let the cat out? We just look at each other as if we witnessed a nuclear bomb explosion. They were married for only a couple of months before they moved on from each other. She only had one eye. What a way to end a story. So hello again to everybody in the stream. If you showed up late, I kind of explained why I was a little bit pissed, but I'm not going to try and, sit on that. We're going to have to move on with our lives here. I am more upset with whomever sent whatever they sent. Because the bottom line is, I wasn't out of the house by choice. I left because the hurricane had just blown through Miami, which is where I used to be situated and where my mother is now. So going down there to help with the cleanup and the, setting things back as they were following outages and wind and trees falling and all kind of shit like this. I come back to this and it's just dis-fucking-sgusting. It's just disgusting. And I don't know what pisses me off more. The things lost, even though they can be replaced, it comes from a sentimental place. And you guys will never understand how much some of the things that I receive from you guys mean because they came from you. Or the fact that there are fucking thieves in my midst, dude. And there's nothing that I have less respect for than fucking thieves. How you gonna take something that don't belong to you, boy? Somebody walked up to my doorstep. You know what I mean? I get, like, if I were to let loose some of the violent thoughts running through my head, I'd be just as bad as whoever did it. So we're just gonna press on, and I apologize if I'm not all here, but I've missed you all so much, and I'm sorry that I haven't been addressing you directly. Faith, Hannah, so sweet to see you in the stream immediately. Hope you guys have had a great day. Genevieve, interesting. Sarah Bishop, hope she's having a great day. Nova, dope. Everybody, I really, God, really hope you guys are all right, man. I really hope you guys are all right. So we travel up to number 37. He kept beating the shit out of her and taking all her money. Then he crashed her car while drag racing, gave her herpes and tried to kill her. And I bet she loved him just the same. Someone said, is that all? Somebody else said he leaves the toilet seat up. Okay. So as we travel up to number 37, it's the funniest thing, guys, you know. Oh, God, let's not get into it. Number 36 reads, I met them as an already married couple, and everything seemed fine until she went into labor at my house. It was her second child, so she knew it was early labor and decided to rest on our couch while we hung out. We were going to watch her older child when she went to the hospital anyway, and our house is 30 minutes closer to the hospital, so it made sense for the three of them to hang around our house until go time. That's when my husband and I started noticing her husband's strange behavior. He was a very charming guy and a very good father to his son, but he started making fun of his wife during contractions. He would roll his eyes and tell her to shut up, even made the slightest groan. He joked that she was a pussy and was overreacting. The whole situation got so awkward that my husband insisted he go home to get their hospital bags, just to give the poor woman a break from her crappy husband. A few months after the birth of her second child, he hit his wife with his car while she physically tried to block him from leaving during an argument. He disappeared for days and didn't come home until she proved to him that she hadn't gone to the hospital or contacted the police. Thus began systematic abuse that continued for 2 years, and she hid from me like an expert. He would hurt her and threaten to withhold money for groceries if she said anything to anyone. I knew he was a dick, and I knew she often needed me to pick her up to get food from food pantries because he was bad with money. But I had no idea he was hurting her. She finally left him after he threw her through a window while she was 8 months pregnant with her third child. Is that what it took, lady? The story doesn't end there. After the divorce, he and his friend started making... What the fuck? Making it? Oh my God. Oh my God, oh boy, it's been a while since I've sat down to read a Kyle list, huh? It's been a while. A 420 donation from Dr. Mellon. I said a few streams ago I donate and smoke Mary J-wana day. Thank you, sir, for your kind donation. Sweet of you, you know. On the first stream, having just gotten back, you know, you're my man, Dr. Mellon, my man. And that 420 donation deserves this.
Smoke weed every day.
So, thank you again. And nah, son, we didn't make it fucking 3 into this list. The list is 40 things, and we made it to 36? 36? And we already on the kid rape? And it's not just kid rape, nigga. It's like documentation of kid rape with the intent to make more and perhaps distribute that kid rape. This is a bit much. This The story doesn't end there. After the divorce, he and his friends started making child pornography. It started by giving meth to teens and then filming them having sex. Guys, let's talk about something. You ever see me read a list and like half of them are deleted? How dank do you think those entries are if shit like this is okay and can just stay in the thread? You know what I'm talking about? It started by giving meth to teens and then filming them having sex. Eventually, they were molesting his daughters, ages EP3 lad, thank you, dude. 679. What the fuck kind of like number for a donation is that? I love you, man. My man. I love you, man. But look, I can't handle this list. I can't. Eventually, yo, this is fucking bad, dude. This is fucking bad. Eventually, they were molesting his daughters, ages 18 months and 3 years old, while taking the video. When the older daughter turned 4, she told her mom what was happening and the shit hit the fan. Now he's in jail for a long time. What do you mean for a long time? Oh my God. Somebody said worst one right here. You feel me? For real, this is the worst one on this list. How can it get worse? How is this 36? Let's hope that there's nothing but silly, waka waka, joke ass fucking entries towards the top, because this is disgusting. All right? It's fucking terrible. And the bottom line is, again, I hate to harbor violent thoughts because then I'm just as bad as the bad people in the world. But when you do shit like this, I don't think there's any like rehabilitation for you. I don't think there's any reform for you. You deserve a bullet to the brain. I like to think that if I was a woman, all right, and I had a baby, right, I nurtured a child inside me for a year essentially, and then pushed that baby out of me and fed it and took care of it so that it could come to walk and stand up on 2 legs and talk. If one of them kids ever came to me and said, yo, somebody has been inappropriate with me, sexual with me, you know what I mean? I would want to kill them. So for that kid to open their mouth and say, mommy, it was daddy. Nah, nigga, death ain't enough, baby. We're going to have to find some sort of contraption to torture your ass for a while. You're going to be in a basement. Ain't nobody going to be hearing from you. Prison, baby. That's a place for you to live. That's a free stay and some meals on a daily basis. Fuck that. You don't deserve that. Ooh, let's not get a little bit crazy. But that's a bit much. That's a bit much. I've seen moms lift cars because they flipped over and a kid was inside of them. You know what I'm talking about? What kind of self-restraint do you have to go, no, I believe the justice system will take care of them? I'm just saying. As we roll up the list of 40 things that were off about a friend's partner, it sure as hell can't get worse as we arrive at number 35. He was cuddling with her when we met and refused to even take his hands off her for 1 second to shake my hand when I offered it. He just looked at my hand and held her in closer. She thought it was sweet. I thought it was rude. Turns out he didn't much care for women who he couldn't hold in. And he found many such women in the course of the marriage. Ooh. Okay. Oh my God. Beyond Therapy says, Kyle, where have you been? I'm glad you're back. I've been, helping with the aftermath of a hurricane that rolled through Florida. It hasn't been an exciting experience, but I'm back now, and hopefully we can we can get right back into a rhythm as we used to be in before. Lunar Lad says hello. Hello to you, Lunar Lad. Hello to everybody else. Hope you're having a great night. I apologize for the late start. So, as we roll up to number 34, when he started trying to pick fights with me in order to separate me from my cousin, we were in our mid-teens. He looked 17 or 18, very clean-cut and geeky, in a boy band sort of way. The sensitive one with the glasses. He was well-mannered, respectful to our moms, but he seems predatory to me. I didn't have the best people growing me. What? You got ahead of yourself, Kyle. I didn't have the best people around me growing up. So I learned to recognize the potential threats early. And this guy set off all my danger bells. Danger bells. Yeah. Just small things like watching too closely to see how people reacted to him, and the way his smile never reached his eyes. I wasn't rude, but I didn't fawn over him either. Once he realized that I wasn't charmed by them, he started avoiding me, telling her he didn't feel comfortable around me and she'd have to see him alone. He tried bullying me anytime he saw me, while still bragging to me that he was her protector and her white knight. I found out a few months later that he was actually in his mid-20s and had a record for stalking and assaulting underage girls. Too bad we didn't know this before he gave her herpes. Ugh, herpes is so gross, guys. Ugh. Ugh, herpes. Professional commenter says, I'ma be here for a bit. Hey, Kyle. Hello, professional commenter. I guess I've been away for a week, so this username is once again absolutely ridiculous to me. And a picture of a duck, too. So, where do you guys get your personas is the real question. Faith F says, Danger Bell sounds like a bad emo band. Yeah, for real. Danger Bells. Chai May says, hello, everyone. I will be lurking. Yes, I love all you lurkers. Here's hoping you're all naked. Here's hoping you're all naked. And that you don't have herpes. Okay? My God. As we roll up to number 33, he hated her spending time with me, snide jokes about lesbian lovers, and wondering about the true my brain got into a fight with me just now. We're the same person. We're on the same team, brain. Stop. We're on the same team. It got into a fight with me because one side was like, knowing that this is nature of our relationship, and the other side was like, I know how to read. And I'm like, dude, but that's not okay. That's not the issue. We're not gonna get into a fight about this. Ooh, okay. Snide jokes about lesbian lovers and wondering about the true nature of our relationship. The day we finally met, he told me that muff munching can't compete with a good hard dicking. Okay. Yeah. Advertiser friendly, y'all. Then he started insisting that I was closeted and obsessed with her. My boyfriend was just a beard. Funny thing is, I was meeting this girl after 5 months. He was scary controlling and insecure. 4 years later, they are sadly still together. I have given up at this point. That's so sad. Somebody else asks, what is it with controlling men insisting you're going to go lesbian? Nah, they're just cucks. Controlling douches are just cucks. The weird thing is there's so many women who are dying to be controlled. It's a shame that like many of the men prey on women who want to be free and they turn them into something else. It's kind of like transgender people that want to be accepted as their other gender, regardless of the fact that some straight or cisgendered people are only invested in other cisgendered people, but because they want so passionately to be seen as what they are in their mind, that they force that upon other people. And instead of like, and I know, like trust me, I know some transgender people who specifically do not want to be with a person who is wanting to be with a transgender person. They want to be with somebody who just would want to be with who they want to be. So for a quick analogy, say a male to female transgender has the opportunity to be with a guy that wants to be with a male to female. They would say no. They would prefer to just be with a dude who's looking for a girl. Or a cis girl in their mind. But I feel like we're always talking about this. So never mind. Hummingbird says, hi Kyle, I've been sick, but you may cure me. Oh, that's so cute. That's so sweet, you know? I'd cure you in a big way if you were a lady. Who's that lady? Shut up, Kyle. It's been a while since I've Since I've been able to make a comment like that, I feel like I've been dead for a couple of weeks. I feel like I've been dead. Number 32 reads, one of my friend's girlfriend. Okay. One of my friend's girlfriend has cheated on him probably 8 times now. Every time he gets pissed, destroys shit, locks himself in his room. They're always back together within 2 days. I've tried talking to him. He just blocks me out. I don't know why he's doing this to himself. Because he's a cuck. By nature. No diggity. He bout to cuck it up. Hey, I like the way you cuck me. No diggity. I'll see you in 2 days. Playa, 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 you wish you were. Ooh, I'm just gonna fuck your friend. What you gonna do about it, baby? Gonna break some more shit and lock yourself in a room, cry like a bitch, and jack off into that sock tonight. My God. Number 31. It was my sister's significant other. The family dog hated him. Rover, no! No, Rover! No, I hate that guy. This was a dog that either loved people or was at worst rarely disinterested in them. Oh God, this dog loves everybody, but he didn't like this guy. That was when I knew he was a serial killer. Him growling at somebody for seemingly no reason was unheard of. But then her boyfriend shaped up to be a real piece of shit. No idea how our dog was able to sense that from the moment the guy first stepped into our house, but from then on, I took his opinion on people very seriously. And before I click the show comment button, you already know it's going to be other assholes in here talking about, oh my God, this is the same thing that happened with me and my dog. My dog. Somebody says Gavin DeBecker. Who the fuck is that? Has an awesome theory about this. It's actually not the dog senses something about the person. It's that he's picking up subtle clues in your own face and behavior that you don't realize, but which your dog recognizes as stress, fear, or suspicion. Bing bong would do. What up, Kyle? Oh, thank you for the super chat, Schwanz Gruberman. We really don't need to have the discussion about what you should be doing or where you should be donating that, because I think you know the difference. I was just taken aback by the noise, which is what I had changed the donation noises to when I was reading stories. Like one day I found some public domain stories to read, and I read about 2 of them before I got bored. Long story short, I didn't want the donations to really be doing the whole Eric Andre noise in the middle of my reading the book. So, or not the book, the short story. So I changed it to that. But I realize now I haven't changed the super chat. I've only changed the normal donation sound. And I think I'm going to keep it that way. I think I'm going to keep it so that the Streamlabs one will play the Eric Andre noise and that the super chat will be, like the little change dropping. Is that something that I needed to make everyone aware of as I thought it to myself? You be the judge. As we roll up this list of 40 things that were off about a friend's partner, we still haven't beaten number 36. And we're not gonna, dude. Please God, don't let us. We reach number 30. When my best friend and his significant other started an long-distance relationship, I didn't think much of it. But when she would repeatedly make fun of him to her friends on Twitter, I brought it up. She repeatedly cheated on him and acted like they weren't serious at all. Told my friend again because he was head over heels. They finally broke up because of a fight over something unrelated to the things I brought up to my friend. Then they got back together. And my friend used the stuff I told him to make a stipulation that if she wants anything to do with him, she has to be serious. For whatever reason, she stuck with it. She started pulling him away from me gradually. Quick flashback, when his ex gave birth to his 2 sons, oh my God. I dropped everything, was late to work because of one of them, and spent as much time as I could with them. When I had my daughter, I invited my best friend not once, not twice, but 3 times to meet her. He couldn't be bothered to come to the hospital, not because of work, but because he needed to be on the phone with his girlfriend. I burned that bridge so quickly. Now they're engaged with a kid of their own. He moved to Florida for her and is an alcoholic now. Good riddance to both of them. Well, they found the right state to go be scumbags in. Hell, where I live. Welcome. Welcome to hell. You're gonna transgender in there. Number 29. A bit of background, which is just me trying to focus. How about that? This was a good friend of ours and a previous roommate. At this point, we'd moved out about a year and a half prior, and we'd only had internet contact with him since. It was a meetup of old friends when we went to visit his home. This was the first time we, the wife and I, met his newest girlfriend after his previous long-term relationship ended. She wasn't so bad, kind of giggling and goofy for him since he's a bit more serious, but fine. They seemed happy. We were out for dinner and her and my wife go off to the bathroom. I thought this was odd since my wife is kind of a tomboy and doesn't do the whole girls go to the bathroom and do their makeup and gossip thing. But I find out later the friend's significant other invited her to ask her a few questions about our friend. Well, after about 20 minutes went by, I realized that they weren't back yet. We were both tipsy and engaged in conversation, and time got away. This was a small gathering of a few couples, and one of the other girls goes to check on them. Come to find out, the friend's SO basically had my wife cornered in the bathroom, crying in her face and demanding to know why our friend had a secret crush on my wife and why he wouldn't admit it to her. After getting the recap from my wife, she said she had no clue if the girl was going to attack her or molest her, since a few times she apparently completely had her against the wall. That poor girl. She didn't know what was going on. She's, oh my God, she was probably the mousiest girl in the world. She's so cute. And this other bitch was probably drunk and was all up in this chick's face, pressing her body up against her like, why won't my man admit that he wants you? God, that bitch must have been drunk. That poor girl. Apparently it was a mixture of my wife wanting to calm her down and also a little afraid since she was half the girl's size and legitimately couldn't get past her. Oh, man. Oh man, that's so sad. Luckily, the person's going to check on them, snap the girl out of it, and defuse the situation. So wait, was it a girl that went in there? Because I wonder if a man like stepped into the bed. I'd be kind of worried if my woman just jumped up and was like, look, I'm going to the bathroom. I'll see y'all niggas in 20 minutes. I'll be like, what's going on in that? Very bizarre. We've seen her one time since, not exactly on purpose, and she acts like the whole thing didn't happen. She apparently has no history of mental issues, but I have no clue beyond that. Maybe she was drunk. Maybe she was drunk. We'll never know. There's my name. It means Kyle. Eliska says it means Kyle. Think Thix. I'm a man cause I didn't send him nudes. Who is Eliska and what are they talking about? Did they say anything before that? Or they just come in here with that bullshit? Yeah, Faith beat me to it. I was just going to ban this fool. What are they even talking about? What are they even talking about? Oh, somebody just promoting the YouTube channel. This ought to be good. Oh well, we'll enjoy your ban, I guess. I hope it was worth it. Why is there always someone coming in here talking about nudes and then promoting themselves? Remember that person? Somebody came in here, and I'm pretty sure they just found random nudes on the internet, and then they made like a photo bucket, is what they kept saying, like it was 2004 or something. Check out my photo bucket, guys. I was like, damn. Well. Victoria says, damn it, Kyle, I was going to study. Well, you need to study, so just do that. Just do that. Just do that. This will always be here, you know. Victoria says, the last time I was banned, I just made a new account and stopped being an ass. Who were you before you were banned? We're curious. You should tell us. You should tell us. You should tell us. Kyle says, you want a snap of my schwans? That sounds very weird. That sounds very weird. Candy Stripe says, I think I'll just nuke it in the microwave. What are you talking about? Look, did I read this? Yes, I did. This was a longer one. So as we reach number 28, this looks a little bit better as far as size is concerned. He wasn't allowed to come over and have a hangover day, couple beers, greasy food, smoking, football, because his girlfriend was doing homework. He's almost 27 years old and she's 21. They showed up at like 6. He was invited at noon. And it was me and 2 other dudes just shirtless, not showered, and napping on the couches with the game on. I woke up to him getting yelled at by her. Well, that's quite the scene. Okay? That is quite the scene. Well, number 27. Whoop, Victoria says, Kyle, I was the one who started messing with Sarah Bishop, then asked about her kids. Man, I don't remember that. But I can imagine, like, Sarah Bishop's got a pretty short fuse. So any of you assholes coming in here messing with her, she's going to be like, oh my God, you know what? What are you going to say about that, Sarah? What are you going to say about that? As we roll up to number 27. Long story, best friend was adopted as a kid. Adoptive parents killed in a car accident when he was 11. He was in the back seat. He survived. Superhero story. Don't say that, Kyle. Became even better mates. Same school, same college. He decides he wants to marry this girl. I was happy for him, but I had never met her and I lived out of country at the time. So wedding is in 6 months. I fly down to see the family and end up going with my girlfriend and some friends, and we meet up at a local restaurant. Faith says, Kyle, Sarah left. I guess we can... Why'd she leave? Oh, poor girl. She had a shower today. Not today. Maybe it was recent. But she showed me pictures of all her sisters, and they all look like cartoon characters. They're so like different. They look so different that it seemed like a wardrobe artist was off camera coming in to be like, no, you don't look different enough. I'm gonna give you a crew cut. The fuck. Anyway, meet his fiance. She seemed nice and welcoming. She flirts subtly with me. Nothing major, but talks about my appearance quite a bit in front of her fiance. I think nothing much of it. Later in the evening, I go to the bathroom and end up walking to a cubicle, and as I enter, she jumps in front of me and closes the door with me inside. I ask her what she is doing. Her response is, anything I want. I immediately push her out, sit down, and in shock, have no idea what I'm supposed to do. I go back to the table, I'm quiet. I realize that I should tell or say something to him. I pull him outside and tell him what happened. He too is in shock, ruins the whole evening, and next day I flew back to my hometown with my girlfriend to see my family. We don't speak for months until the wedding. I'm his best man. Whole family was off to me. Bride hated me. We don't speak anymore. But I know what happened and friends support my decision to tell him. He claims she says it was all a misunderstanding due to being drunk. I know what I saw. Guys, here's what I was thinking in the midst of reading this. And I know that you're going to think that this is just, oh, Kyle, you're such a pig. This is you being you. But here's the bottom line. Kyle's a nigga that's all about proof. You understand me? So I know this sounds crazy, especially if like I would piss off the woman in my life, right? But it's going to be like this. If I'm out and some other chick that's with some dude at the very dinner that we were at corners me in the bathroom and is like pushing me into the fucking stall and is like, I'm gonna do whatever you want. I already know that if I run the fuck out there and be like, yo, you know what this bitch was trying to do in there? They're gonna be all like, man, I don't believe that. You're so crazy, Kyle. And she's all like, oh, you wish, Kyle. Nigga, I would need the dick in her mouth. I would need the dick in her mouth. I would need the dick in her mouth. I would need to get the dick in her mouth, and I would need to get the camera out, and I would need to snap it. Now, I know what you're thinking. A lot of you guys are all like, now, Kyle, she would probably be making sure and watching that, you know, you're not pulling out your camera and trying to get some documentation of her with a dick in her mouth. But, you know, with a little bit of persuasion, oh, man, and I know this will piss off the woman in my life, but I'm doing this as a hero. I promise you, I'm not doing this for a bit of sloppy toppy. I'm doing this to prove to the dude to save him a relationship with a slut. Okay, I would need to dig in her mouth, and I would need to just snap a picture. You know what I'm talking about? There's the proof, dude. I didn't force her to do this. I'm in my man's bathroom. She in here. She locked the door. And then I would probably start recording, right? And I'd be saying stuff out loud like, wow, this is what you really want to do. You know what I mean? So this is completely consensual and I'm not forcing you to do this. What time is it right now? What are the last 4 digits of your social security number? You know what I'm talking about? Shit like this, real casual, super non-suspicious. I got the proof. Can't nobody refute that proof. Talking about, oh, misunderstanding. You were so drunk. Ugh. I went to Taco Bell before I came. But then I fell out of the mood to eat. For reasons that I made clear earlier. Still kind of pissed off about it. Emily Fu, haven't seen that person before, says get second job as phone sex guy. Okay. Someone get me the information to be a phone sex operator and I'll get right on it. Yeah, you like that? $10. $10 for yeah, you like that. Hillaclean says, why is Kyle directing a weird ass porn? I'm not directing a porn, dude. I'm saying if this happened to me, I'm dead serious. I'm not joking. I'm not being playful and silly and like just trying to get a blowjob. Like I said, if I were with my lady and we're at a like dinner date with other couples and one couple is about to get married and that bitch corners me in the bathroom and is like, yo, I want to do whatever you want to do. I would need to get proof of what she is willing to do because otherwise it's my word against hers. And people believe what they want to believe. So you already know that these dudes are going to be all like, oh, that's not what happened. Oh, blah, 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 blah. But if they got video, disagree with the video, my nigga. Disagree with the video. So let's roll up. I apologize for getting off topic here. On the list of 40 things that were off about a friend's partner, you see that beat up girl in that thumbnail? Oh my God. Kyle. Number 26. Where to start? The double date we went on where he corrected her on the difference between UFC and MMA. Oh, this guy sounds like a keeper already. She turned it into the corner of the booth and didn't talk to anyone the rest of the night. How he wasn't allowed to hang out with me either because I was dating someone and they might have hot friends, or I was single and needed a wingman. There was the time I used my dad's truck to help them move and she got mad at me. I don't remember why. I just remember her friends doing almost nothing and then leaving before we were done. The final straw for me, I decided she was an abusive shrew long before this, was when we were working for his parents' band on a riverboat concert. She got mad that we were hanging out, literally just talking on a small boat. She left the ring on the table and left the boat the second it docked. Unfortunately, they made up after this and have been living together for the last year. I'm hoping it ends soon. This sounds like a story written by a hot bitch. That a chick that is not as hot is furious with her man for hanging out with. And that's just the way that it goes, man. Some girls are so fine that they really can't get away with really just even hanging out as friends with a dude without the lady getting mad. That's just the way that it goes. How dare some of you be so attractive? And you got D+ titties? What are you thinking? You can't just be hanging around with titties that big, okay? He's gonna want that. Oh my God. And it's not like they just saggy or fat girl titties either. They're like legit, big, nice, perfect titties. What are you talking about? Wow. Rata says, hi, Kyle. How are you doing, Rata? How are you doing? Saint Veronica says, what's up here? I mean, what do you expect to be up here? Jesus. As we roll up the list of 40 things that were off about a friend's partner, we arrive at 25. When my husband and I were helping them move, he would only speak to answer my husband. I had an idea of how to move stuff up the stairs, and the guy just blew me off. So I told my husband to casually mention the same idea, and poof, it was an awesome idea. So we had to try it right then and there. This always put her down and she would just take it. In the end, he broke up with her because he felt she wasn't thin or pretty enough for him. Ooh. Then would get mad at her for trying to move on and tried to sabotage every new relationship she tried to have. What a fucking prick. I ended up ending the relationship or the friendship because I couldn't stand listening to her complain about how he was treating her, and she would just keep going back to him. Well, that's some ladies. That's some ladies. It's a shame that I don't know any ladies like that I could just do anything to and they just keep coming back. Not that I would do that because I don't have a heart for that kind of treatment for a lady, but still. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Just give me a second. That's pretty good. Okay, I got through the slushy and it's just like a little bit of ice at the bottom. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, it looks like somebody just subscribed. What's that all about? Wow. Look at that subscription. Wow. Saint Veronica says, I just listened to you vids at work and you sound cool. Thank you, Veronica. Aren't you a saint? Faith says you could do anything to me, Kyle. Oh my god, that sounds fucking crazy. Out of context. I apologize. And then Stripes is all like, what the fuck? Number 24. He is genuinely concerned that I'm going to turn his girlfriend gay. He's not genuinely concerned. I just don't know why so many guys think that's a go-to joke that even makes sense and does anything other than voice your insecurities about your lady hanging out with anybody that's not you. Like, insecure. He goes on and on about it, well beyond a joke, and she just rolls her eyes. No idea what it's based on, but he's obsessed. Ugh. Hillaclean says, when can I call your phone sex line, Kyle? Guys, send me some kind of valid application for a phone sex operator. And then I'll get another phone, and then we'll kick this freaking channel into monkey gear. Hummingbird says, Kyle, if I could have babies, I'd have yopers. That sounds like a really cool animal. You know what I mean? I would have yopers. Okay. Why can't you have babies? Because you're a man, Hummingbird. I love you, dude. But, you know what I mean? Yoper sounds like something that you would have to crossbreed to make. Interesting. St. Veronica says, lol, you're so funny. Why do you have to read it like that? I appreciate that. Thank you, ma'am. Callum Brady says, can't wait for the bathroom consent porno starring Kyle. Bathroom consent? You can't call it that. It's basically me trying to capture footage as documentation and proof that some bitch is a slut so that... Because here's the thing, dude, and it happens every day. It's happening every hour, every fucking minute. It's happening right now. Right now, some chick that is with a dude that is under the impression that it's like a monogamous thing with this chick, that chick is slutting it up with some dude, right? And if the dude is kind enough to actually go to the dude that she's supposed to be with and be like, yo, bro, your hoe is slutting it the fuck up. I just saw this bitch taking like 3 dicks. You know what I'm talking about? And she was reaching out for more. Like, I just saw her. She was just wanting it all. And like that dude, that cuck of a man is going, she would never do that to me, bro. You just want her, bro. You're so jealous of me and my love, bro. Look at my popped collars, bro. You want it. You want Stacy. Her name's Stacy, though. Kyle, move the fuck on, okay? My name's Jalen. Hello, Jalen. I'm kidding. How you doing, man? You're a cool guy. As we roll up to number 23, writing a life story up here, it looks like. So, me and my cousin grew up together like brothers. All right. I immediately knew his new girlfriend didn't like me from the look she would give me or how blunt she was when I tried to engage her in conversation. Why are you reading like this? You don't even know where you want to be reading it, Kyle, so just commit to something stupid and move on. A few months down the line, I tried to arrange a meal with my cousin, asked him to bring his girlfriend along so we could break the ice. You know what I'm talking about? Everything was arranged. I showed up at the restaurant and they didn't. I was stood up. They are now married and have 2 kids. I wasn't invited to his stag night or his wedding. I was and still am gutted. Oh, you poor guy. This poor guy. I met my wife and invited him to the stag do. He was all paid up and I couldn't wait to see him again. It was the thing I was looking forward to the most, and he didn't show. Again, gutted. He and his wife showed up to my wedding and acted as if there was no problem. It was quite strange, but I didn't care, as it was great to just spend time with the man I had considered my brother. We kind of kept contact via text, but never met up, even though I tried to arrange it a few times. Then my son was born. I was desperate for them to meet each other and bent over backwards to meet up. I agreed to meet at a play area so his daughters could tag along and go play. And he got to meet my son, who is named after his brother who passed away. I sat there for an hour before he messaged me to say he wasn't coming. What kind of fucking roller coaster of a Lifetime original movie? What the hell? Is this post trying to make us cry? As we continue, as a final attempt to salvage some kind of relationship, I invited his family to my son's christening. I got a message an hour after it had finished to say he wasn't going to make it, as his wife had arranged to do something. That was 4 years ago, and I haven't heard, seen, or spoken to them since. Still makes me sad, but as long as he is happy, that's all that matters. What a man. He sounds so sweet. He sounds like the fucking picture-perfect friend. Oh, man, that's heartbreaking. Ugh. Well, all we can do is continue. That sucks. How some people just disappear when they, get into a relationship. See, me, I've disappeared to most people before I, even got it mixed up with any ladies. So, how about that? I've been consistently unreliable. No friends. Number 22. Oh my God, fucking write me a letter. My best friend's ex-boyfriend walked like he was trying to intimidate people. And every time he asked someone a question about someone's opinion, hey, what do you think of the statue? Do you like sauerkraut? He'd respond to their answer with, I had a feeling you were going to say that. It seems harmless, but it was every single time. And if you called him out on it, you couldn't possibly have known I was allergic to X. He lashed out in anger. Every time she tried to break up with him, he cornered her and wouldn't let her leave the room until she relented. And even their couple's therapist thought she should leave him for her own safety after 2 or 3 sessions. Wow. When the therapist says you need to leave this nigga and you keep it going. He would wait for her shift to end, sitting in his car in the parking lot, and if she didn't come out fast enough, he'd storm into the building in a fury. But if she came out on time, he'd just leave. He wasn't there to pick her up, just to monitor her, which he also did through a GPS tracker he put in her car. This sounds illegal. Why don't you women go to the police? Police, 'cause this sounds illegal. And maybe you can kill this nigga, good grief. I'm out of Baja Blast slush. I need someone that's gonna go out and get. Oh shit! You should use a coaster, Kyle. Ooh! Oh no! It's going right through the cup. No. Okay. Ugh. Hold on. Jesus. Okay. Fuck. Ooh. All right. I should use a coaster. Saint Veronica says, Michael, are you hot? Well, I thought she said you are hot, and I was like, oh wow, they're falling in love. But you don't know if you can trust Veronica. That's probably not even a woman. You know what I'm talking about? You want to know how people are really a woman online when they say shit like, I got a baby. You know what I mean? Because then you're like, damn, what woman would lie about that? That doesn't make her more attractive. She got a baby. Another nigga was in that. And oh my God. Jesus Christ, that sound scared me. Oh my God. I hope I didn't make a stupid noise just now. Thank you, Schwanz Gruberman, for that donation. I fucking flinched like a bitch. Ooh, boy. Okay, sorry. To complete the story, she now has a restraining order and has moved twice. That's good that she has a restraining order because it sounds like she went to the police, like I was singing about, and has moved twice. That's sad. He broke into her apartment with a gun while she was deep asleep and just snuggled up behind her with the gun between them as if it was his dick. And that was how she woke up. There are other things, but this is getting long. Oh. Okay. Look, I'm going to upvote this one because that's a bit much. You broke into the bitch's house with a gun and put it between y'all like it was his dick. That's some pretty dark stuff. That's pretty gnarly, guys. You guys can't see, but if you take your hand and open up all of your fingers and then you take your ring finger and fold it into your palm, and then you take your middle finger and fold it into your palm, and then you take your index finger and fold it into your palm so that only your pinky and your thumb are extended, and then you kind of like wiggle your wrist, kind of like shake your wrist. That's gnarly, bro. I'm sorry. That's fucking gnarly, bro. Holy shit. You broke into her fucking house with a... Look, I'm not condemning this kind of shit. This isn't cool. You know what I'm saying? This dude is crazy, though. There aren't a lot of dudes that go full fucking crazy. You know what I'm talking about? Because there's people who are smart enough and charming enough to trick people almost like as a job and kill a lot of people. That's what you see is a lot of serial killers. You see what I'm talking about? But it's when you're like fucked up in the head, dude. This is like some fetish shit, bruh. You broke into her house and while she was asleep, got up against her with the gun between y'all like it was his jerk. And when she woke up, you're all like, hello, Clarice. Like, what the fuck? Is this a book? Who came up with that one? Michael Davis says, I can't believe you made me do that, Kyle. It's gnarly, bro. It's gnarly, bro. Oh, shit. There's a fucking emoji for that. I didn't know that. Hey, wait a minute. Isn't that Selena? The Selenas? Wait a goddamn minute. Saint Veronica says, but awesome. Well, as we roll up this list, we get to number 21. He tried to feel me up at her birthday party. I tried to tell her, but she took his side. How often we gonna see that, nigga? But I bet if you had some fucking documentation, if you had the dick in the mouth on video, you see what I'm talking about? Hashtag figurative dick in the mouth, okay? Hashtag figurative dick in the mouth. You gotta catch them. You gotta catch them dick mouthed. You know, you've heard of red-handed. You gotta catch them dick mouthed, okay? And that's when they'll believe you because they can't. Oh wow, we got the black hand gnarly. That's cool. You know what I'm talking about? See, this is okay, you know, when it's the white emoji, but that's like a Simpsons emoji because of the skin color. But when it's black, that's cool. You know what I mean? Gnarly. You know what I'm talking about? All right, look, shut up. She took his side. We're no longer friends. This is the way that it goes, guys. Sometimes people just won't believe people because they believe what they want to believe. And that's the bottom line. So again, you guys feel like I'm always joking and making, but you got some living to do if you don't agree with me, man, because some people are crazy. Some people not even seeing is believing for them. And that's unfortunate. Let me take some of this, Give me a second. No, I'm just going to continue even though my nose is stuffing up. Give me a second. When isn't my nostril giving me a problem while I read? So we arrive at number 20. He was 25 while she was 15. Didn't rub me the right way. Hopefully. No, you can't say hopefully, Kyle. Redacted. You've redacted. So we're going to read it again and start it all over. Didn't rub me the right way. Well, something tells me something was getting rubbed the right way. You say. Somebody responds, I remember girls in high school dating guys in their 20s. I remember being jealous of those guys and thinking they were so cool for having their own cars and own apartment and being in college or having a full-time job. Now that I'm older, I realize that the guy in his 20s who hangs around high school and dates teenagers is actually a big creep and a loser. And I question why he isn't dating someone his own age. Same here. I'm now 36, and when I was 18, this 30-year-old guy hit on me. When I passed 30, it dawned on me how truly creepy that is. How truly creepy that is. How truly creepy that is. What's that noise? Snoo! Alright, that's enough. It's really hitting something clinky and weird, and I don't know where that is or where it's coming from. Oh my god. What was I doing? There have been no huge titties in the day, and that's unfortunate. I'm trying to not get riled up about what happened today. That is just the wrong way to come home. That's the wrong way to come home, boy. Oh, boy. As we roll up the list and arrive at number 19, someone hacked a friend's boyfriend's computer and posted a bunch of their very sensitive photos on 4chan and other similar websites, but for some strange reason, nothing else, like his bank records or email, etc., was compromised. How odd that this hacker would only be after her nudes. I immediately said it was him. He was the one posting the pictures online. She spent so much time saying what a great guy he was and how it couldn't possibly have been him because he had an important job. He was working for a major politician, and that he wouldn't compromise his dream of a career in politics. A few months later, she finally came to realize that he was an emotionally abusive psychopath and dumped him. Then he started posting her name and address and pictures on fetish websites, claiming that she had a rape fetish and wanted people to just barge into her apartment and rape her. She got a restraining order, he kept doing it, and eventually got prosecuted and is no longer allowed near a computer. I still think he got off way too easy. But, guys, he was in the right line of work, because if you're working for a politician, getting off easy is just a tip of the iceberg when it comes to benefits. We're in the money. The law can't touch me. I'm on the side of the country where it works for me. Sorry. Okay, guys, rolling up into the next one on this pussy ass list, number 18. Ooh, write that life now. It's a life story coming at ya. Coming at ya. Number 18. Yeah, you guys got that one for free. See, a lot of people will have to pay for such a great delivery of just 3 letters. Can you believe it? The year me and my now ex visited my best friend for Thanksgiving. This is a fairly long story, by the way. You guys may want to go get some hot cocoa. I tell this story to people all the time because she's just an awful human being. And the story was just a perfect example of it. In 2009, we traveled from South Carolina to Orlando to stay with my best friend, Tom, of about 22 years now, and his then girlfriend, Lauren. We decided it was too expensive to fly up to New York to see our family, so we drove down a few hours to a friend's for Thanksgiving. We used to be roommates, and he is a badass cook, so we figured, let's do this. So, St. Veronica says, by the way, I listen to your shit at work. Thank you, Veronica. That's so sweet of you. You know, hopefully you're topless at work because you strip. Just like Stripes does. Just like Stripes does. If you take the words out of Stripes' names, it just says strip. You know? It's not a coincidence. So he and I spend all day shopping, cooking, etc. The dinner rolls around, so we have the usual spread: turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, rolls, and it's all sitting on the counter. We go in the living room to get the girls. Lauren comes in first. Lauren goes into the cabinet and pulls out 3 to 4 large Tupperware containers and says, hang on. Nobody take anything yet. I need to make sure that I have leftovers for work this week. Proceeds to take about 60% of each dish. leaving it so everyone has extremely small portions with no option for seconds. Also takes about 85% of the white meat because of reasons. Puts all her Tupperware in the fridge and then grabs a plate. From the already small amount remaining, she takes about half of each dish and slops it in her plate and walks into the dining room. Me and my girlfriend look at each other, take small plates and go sit down. My best friend was visibly upset, but didn't know what to say. She eats about half her food, then proceeds to throw what's left out. Now to clarify, Tom has the biggest heart of anyone I know. He's a 6'5" guy who has a heart of gold and would give you his XL shirt off his back. Why he was with her, I don't know. He had a good job. He was making $50,000 plus. She was not a large girl, average build. Worked in an architectural firm doing 3D renderings, fairly book smart girl, not starved for money. I really wish too that this were the end of it, but fast forward to the next morning. Tom decided he was going to make some turkey soup. You do remember when you made that bawling ass turkey soup when I came to visit you. What did you put in that? Yeah, it was after I made turkey dinner for Thanksgiving. I brined the turkey with apple cider and dark beer, salt, peppercorns, and some juniper peppers. I think it was. I kept the drippings and used that as stock, added water, and mirepoix. Yeah, this guy can cook like a gay man. Well, with leftover carcass and meat, yum, big giant pot, lots of goodies inside. Now at the same time in between watching the soup, he had been browsing Craigslist at the time for an Xbox 360 and came across someone who was willing to meet that day. So he puts the soup on super low and we all decide to go out and get his Xbox. Lauren says, "Oh, I'll get it for you as an early birthday present." And I think, wow, maybe she's not so bad. So we go out, buy the 360, and on our way home, now literally the second we walk in, we could dig into our turkey soup. But as we were about 4 minutes from the house, Lauren is hungry. She says, "I want a double cheeseburger from McDonald's," so she can dunk it in her turkey soup. Tom argues that food is ready. We can see the driveway, but she makes him go to McDonald's so she can get a double cheeseburger. Okay. So she's the only one who gets anything, and we go home. She rushes to the kitchen, gets a huge bowl, and proceeds to take the large ladle and scoop right from the bottom, filling the bowl with most of the goodies and little soup, leaving mostly broth for everyone else. Goes into the living room, sits down and eats while we stand there dumbfounded. Almost there, I promise. We make our soup, sit down, eat, and Tom wants to set up his new Xbox. Lauren doesn't really respond as she's dunking her burger in the soup, stuffing her face. What a fucking savage! What a savage! Get some civilization in you, fucking wench! How do you deal with this? What do you mean you're taking huge portions when there are other people around? Oh, I need to separate leftovers, nigga. What? Son? Who taught you to be a woman? Oh, let's go. What? So he gets it set up and fires up Dragon Age, just playing around with it. Lauren has now had enough soup, which by the way is her burger and about 3 spoonfuls, gets up and throws out 75% of her meal, walks over to the TV, turns off the Xbox, and says, "Okay, you played enough. I want to watch TV now," and ending with, "Well, because I bought it for you, I can decide when you can use it and when I can watch TV." Okay. Mind blown at this girl. The next day couldn't come any faster. End story. Absolutely mesmerized by her, how she can be so selfish. About a year later, he went to work, waited until she was gone, came home, packed up his shit, and left, never speaking another word to her again. My man! You see what I'm talking about?
My man.
Okay? Holy shit. Being the nice guy he is, he even left her money for his portion of the rent for her remaining months of the lease. Wow. Yo. The crazy thing is that I I don't know where to start, and I'm not gonna touch it. What a story. What a story. What a bitch. Maybe she was born with that kind of spoon in her mouth. Maybe she was born and just used to being that spoiled brat. Luna Chapel says, hi, Kyle. Sorry I haven't been here for the last few streams. I was in the hospital. Luna, I haven't streamed in like almost 2 weeks. So what is there to have been here for? I guess being in the hospital make you a little bit fucked up in a hurry. I'm kidding. I love you and I hope that you're better. And I'm glad that you're, sliding back into normalcy at the same time that I seem to be. You deserve that. You deserve that. That's scary as fuck, dude. Oh, since I bought it for you, I decide when you can and can't play. How about that? Fucking women. Scary as fuck. Faith is like, hell yes, Dragon Age. Faith is so crazy about her Dragon Age. Such a cute little RPG girl. Saint Veronica says, so you helped me a lot, Kyle. Wow, I really appreciate that. If you ever need a massage to figure out if you've got, growths or lumps, the guy. I'm that guy. Snappy. Oh boy. She says it's 6 a.m. where she is. Wow, that's pretty intense. I apologize for, these streams aren't going to roll around into everybody's perfect time zone. I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and finish this list maybe. Because this Vicks is not doing anything for my clogged up nostrils. And soon I'm probably going to be legit fully mouth breathing as I endeavor to make it through this list. Let's continue. Number 17 on the list of 40 things that were off about a friend's partner. When he installed some kind of app on my best friend's computer so that he can control the mouse with his phone. I think this was 2 months after I met him. 6 months into their relationship, I thought that was really fucky, but haha, it's only a joke. It's a joke. It's a practical joke. Why do you think it's weird? About a year later, he asks her to sign into Facebook to see if Facebook was working for her. Later that day, she came over worried and asked me if he could have saved her passwords, even if she told Chrome not save it. We kind of bounced ideas around that no, I don't think so. I mean, unless he put a keylogger on the computer, but that's messed up. And sure enough, that's exactly what he did. After breaking up, he also tried to pose as me on Kick so he could talk to her. Oh my God. Oh my God. Saint Veronica says, Luna, I was in the hospital for 3 days, but I had Kyle videos to listen to, so it felt bad. Oh my God. Really? You guys are adorable and sweet, and I'm glad that these videos can at least just, I don't know, take some time, you know what I mean? Because I don't know, the last thing I expect is to actually provide you guys with something that makes you feel good. Either way, I hope everybody's having a wonderful night or morning or middle of the day or whatever it is for you, and that things just get better and better. Number 16. The first time I met him was at her birthday party. He shook my hand and proceeded to try and grind on me in front of her and her body, take her time on me and her family. Then, when I called him out on it, everyone said I was the problem and was just jealous. Okay. A year later, it turns out that he had been cheating on her continuously and had gotten 2 girls pregnant while dating her. Not 1 girl, not 2 girls. Yeah, well, yes, 2 girls, Kyle. Were you reading the same thing that we were just reading? Don't talk to me like that. All right, look. Yeah, you got 2 girls pregnant. Wow. 2 girls pregnant while you're with somebody else. Not 1, dude. Whoa, dude. Wow. Oh boy. How as a woman do you say, he's grinding on me? And everybody goes, no, you're jealous. Nuh-uh. What, dude? Anyway, number 15. Yeah, there it is. I have 6 sisters. What a juicy beginning to a story this has turned out to be. Juicy indeed. I wonder who of them is the bustiest. As we move right along. I have unfortunately met a lot of despicable D-bags. Wait, D fun bags? Like D size? No, D minus. Oh, no. D plus. Okay. Oh, whoa. Hummingbird says new Rick and Morty soon. But the thing is, I don't watch it usually the day it comes out. I usually watch it like the day after on, whatever site that it uploads to. Where do you watch it? On the Adult Swim website? What do you do? What do you do? Okay, look, I have 6 sisters. I have unfortunately met a lot of despicable D-bags. The one that immediately comes to mind is my sister's feet. Is my sister... This is such a stupid way to blank out her name, you stupid bitch. Everybody normally uses the asterisks, and this guy has used number signs. I am so pissed that this man has done this that I almost don't want to read his post. I feel like this. Listen. I don't consider myself OCD or to have some kind of condition or weirdness about me where, I just have to do a certain thing, or I got to turn the light on and off a whole bunch of times before I can decide that it's been turned on or turned off the right way. But let me tell you something right now. Why the fuck did this motherfucker do this? Why the fuck you writing number, you know what I mean? Instead of stars. I want to find this guy and just bust him in the mouth one time. What's wrong with you? Don't do that. You know what I mean? That's not a thing. You're not going to turn this into a thing. Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy. Nah, nigga. Ooh, this makes me mad. Okay. Let's call him Dean. Dean seemed like a cool, rather nerdy, introverted, sweet guy, except he had shark eyes. Okay, when he smiled or laughed or anything really, he looked closer to pain than joy. I never was too comfortable with him, but I wanted my heebie-jeebies to be wrong. Heebie-jeebies. Yeah, of course this is a nigga who writes that type of shit. And that's... I want to fight this nigga. I want to fight this dude. I swear to God, my whole body. Ooh, my whole body's tensing up, man. Nah. I gotta calm down. I've got to calm down. My whole body is shifting into a gear to not think and to just brace. I would fuck this person up, son. Oh, fuck this guy. Okay, they married. Then a few months later during dinner, my sister spilled some wine on the new tablecloth. Dean fractured her wrist, burst a blood vessel in her eye, and threw her down the stairs. They are now divorced. I'm still angry about it. Nigga, did he get jail time? My sister didn't tell us she had secured a retraining order. Nigga, what? So we done with that one. How about that? We done with this one. I don't ever want to see this shit again. I almost want to see the other things that this guy has written. Please, God, let it be a gold mine. Let it be a gold mine. Ooh, what is happening? Of course, that's his top post. Oh my God. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Number 14. He constantly made fake social media accounts to try and get her to cheat on him. Well, that's another kind of nuts. Oh boy. Somebody said, what are people trying to achieve by doing this? And here's the juicy post, okay? I used to be like this. Therapists called it an abandonment complex, chalked it down to crippling insecurity caused by my past events. Crippling insecurity is right. We have a winner. Particularly related to my mother just disappearing when I was young. Aww. Your mom just disappeared when you were young? That's so sad. I'm sorry. Anyway, but then I came to closure when I realized that my mother was just a person. Free to make her own choices, even if they weren't the right ones. When I realized that people have the freedom to do whatever the fuck they want, I learned that you can't really trust anyone until you respect the fact. If it makes any sense, at the end of the day, you'll always be there for yourself. People who do things to hurt you typically don't do it to hurt you. They neglect your feelings and behave selfishly, but you basically have nothing to do with why they do them. There's nothing you can do. So just be. Whoa. Faith says, Kyle, you make me snort. Wait, what happened? Why'd I make you snort? Way to not explain that. Interesting. Why did I make Faith snort? As we roll up to number 13, it reads, she was super friendly, but I'd catch her looking at me out of the corner of her eye, or the corner of my eye, with not a nasty expression exactly, but not a friendly one either. Sort of a wary, I'm also a girl. It's all just hit me the wrong way, the way that this is all written. Excuse me, like there's a word missing or something. This is just driving me nuts. She'd also casually say odd little details when talking about her life that made it seem like she had a pretty skewed idea of relationships and gender roles. She went to an all-girls boarding school, and even though she was 24, she was the first of all her friends to ever have a boyfriend. Like saying, it's ridiculous to expect a woman to change a light bulb on her own, haha. Or making out that some things were a big deal in relationships when they really weren't, as if she'd got all her knowledge from romantic comedies. Ugh. I really just want to skip out of this entry right now. She ended up going full on psycho and not letting him see any of his friends or do any of the things he enjoyed for 2 whole years. What kind of cuck puts up with that shit? How hot was she? How big were them titties? How good was the pussy? You know what I'm saying? 2 years you go, you can't see anybody. Unless you're immediately just like jumping onto your back and spreading yourself and you got that fire stuff that don't exist out where you go, damn, you know what I'm talking about? And it's not just damn, but it's just like, okay, guys, extend your hand in front of your face, right? And then take your pinky finger and then bring it down to your palm. Then take your ring finger, bring it down to your palm. Then take your middle finger, bring it down to your palm so that only your index finger and your thumb is extended. And then put your thumb on one side of your chin and then make it so that your index finger goes around the other side of your face. And then you go, damn, man, that's what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? You got to do it like that. You got to do it like that. That's what you got to do. Okay. And she's got to be that hot. She's got to be that smoking before you're signing away 2 years of your life for that cuck status. Yes, I'll do whatever you want, lady. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Are you a cuck living in a cuck relationship? Let's talk about it in a stream chat. Oh my God. Because she was basically jealous of every single other woman in the world, even his male friends' girlfriends. It took his brother to come round and have a good long chat for him to realize she was a control freak who was ruining his life. Here's the beauty of this situation, guys. I love that it took his brother coming over to talk to him before he snapped out of it. Some people just exist and don't do anything. They have to go along with something. If the brother didn't show up and go, bro, this shit ain't right, you need to get right, he wouldn't have been like, oh shit, I need to get right. He's just following along with what the brother said. So one day the hoe probably gonna be back in his life just like, no, you need to do what the fuck I need to do. And he's gonna be all like, you know what, I need to do what the fuck you need to do. You telling me to do something, I need to do that. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Moving on to number fucking 12. We played Dungeons and Dragons with him, and it seemed like every week he'd say, rule number 1, don't touch the kids. He was a teacher. He always meant it as a joke, and it always made sense in context, but it didn't sit right with me. Please, God. For one thing, no one thought it was funny the first time, so why call back to it? Also, the regularity with which he said it made it seem like a mantra to me. They arrested him last year for allegedly Snapchatting with an underage girl he met over the internet. Bing bong. In hindsight, there were a bunch of other warnings too, but that was the one that initially weirded me out. Bing bong. But that's not kid rape. That's not kid rape. Not how they wrote it. So we don't know. We're in the clear. We're in the clear, guys. That's not kid rape. Y'all better take that off. That's like, wait a minute now. Let's stop this bullshit. That was very close. Ooh, that was close. Okay. Somebody responds. I once had a housemate in college. That started off like a nursery rhyme. I'm really trying not to rhyme with that. I once had a housemate in college who'd always say weird and out of context things like, hey guys, no sucking each other's dicks tonight, all right? At first, I thought it was funny. After months of it, we'd just be like, you got it, man. About once every other night, he would make those comments, always having something to do with gay things between us guys. Came out as gay 2 years later. Projection is a really telling thing about someone and something they may be hiding. God, what does all this big titty stuff say about me? Am I like closeted big titty lover? Oh my God. It's like an epiphany. Wait a minute. As we can. The bathroom light is on. The fan is on. I really just got home and decided I was going to do a list. That's why I was late, but I love you. Let me sort that out. Okay. Take these fucking pants off. As we continue up the list of 40 things that were off about a friend's partner, we arrive at number 11. When she lied about literally anything. Feel like I'm sounding really weird. Give me a second. Number 11. When she lied about literally anything. I mean anything. My dad's car is green. I tasted water from Tibet. Shit, that didn't matter. I noticed it the first time I met her. Took my mate onto the side and said, I don't like your girl. Actually, I think she's a bitch. But you're my mate and I'll tolerate her for you. Just so you know, I think she's... Excuse me. I'm sorry. But just that I know, I think she's a crazy bitch, alright? Anyways, as time goes by, she just kept proving her psychopathy. I know that's how that's pronounced, but I just feel like it doesn't flow well into the read. I wonder what Faith said and then retracted the message. She always does that juicy shit and it makes me crazy because I really want to know what the fuck she said. Blaze says, for some reason I follow Kyle's directions, no questions asked. Find the biggest titty woman. And okay, let's continue. Okay. Anyways, as time went by, she kept proving her psychopathy. I'd mentioned being at some remote party or an island that didn't even exist, and sure enough, oh yeah, I was there. The island doesn't even exist, Jessica. Oh, it must have been somewhere that sounded like it. I've been too many places. Ha 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 ha. No one's laughing. Jessica, you piece of shit. We started wondering why one of our mutual friends was distancing herself from us. So we asked her. She spilled the beans. Boy, did she do her research. She had a bunch of dirt on his girlfriend. She didn't want to get in between the relationship, but the floodgates were open. The dirt that broke the relationship was her proving that all Jessica's friends and even most of her family and exes on Facebook were all fake accounts with Google image profile pictures. They were the ones who convinced him to date her, and she rejected him the first time she asked her out. A quote from my mate, a football fan, after he figured out all of this shit: "I should have fucking known that her ex looked a little bit too much like Fernando Torres." It was Fernando Torres. Too long didn't read. She fucked with my boy, but her crazy schemes got exposed by some meddling kids. What is happening? This may be the wildest fucking one I've read so far, and I don't want to think too hard about it because I value the brain cells that I have remaining following that. So let's continue upwards. Number 10. We'd invite the two of them for dinner, and he'd repeatedly tell my significant other and me that the four of us should play a do it in the end game of strip poker. He put emphasis on the words poker. Ugh. Gross. Number 9. He called her because the baby woke up and the baby is her responsibility. Oh my God. He went off about how she wanted the baby, so it's not fair that he has to wake up and change a diaper. It was her first night out in months and he wanted her to come home to change a diaper. She hung up on him. Somebody said, and this, my friends, is why you don't have kids with someone who doesn't want them. Imagine what that does to the kid, dude. Somebody writes the phrase, but you'll learn to love it when it's yours. Ugh. Oh my God. Give that kid up, man, instead of trying to guilt that little nigga for bringing him into this world like he asked for that or she asked for that, into this one motherfucker household where you've taken out all your fucking demons and beating the kid and guilt tripping them and alcohol. Oh my God. Just go to another dimension. Why do you do this, Rick? Go away. Go away. I'm gonna have my son Morty. He's gonna make my life better. Because I already screwed up with the older one. Summer. The season in which I thought things would all be fine. Summer's the season when Rick originally left. That's enough. Shut up. Number 8, we were out to dinner. I told him a story about my ex-girlfriend. I told a story about my ex-girlfriend he really did write about my ex-girlfriend about how she never got a job after we moved, spent all my money, forced us to get luxury apartment, and as soon as she did get a job, started fucking some dude at her job. I literally came home one night and found them in bed. After hearing all this, my girlfriend said, "Wow, she sounds really resourceful. She took you for a ride and got away with it. Good for her." As soon as she was in the bathroom, I told my friend to break up with her. Wow. But I mean, I hope he felt like a bitch, you know? There really is nothing you can do sometimes when females are going to run around on you or trick you or take you for a ride. But I like to think there's got to be warning signs. Oh, hey, look, it's Fat Man. My man. Hope you're doing all right, man. Hope things are making sense. More sense than they are for me. Let's finish out this list, guys. Number 7. Whilst out at a university party, I ran into my friend's significant other. He was out of town at the time. She started dancing with me, getting closer by the minute. When she was about to start grinding on me, I asked, "What are you doing?" To which she replied, "It's okay. He likes it when I flirt with other guys." Oh, no, he fucking doesn't. He's one of my best friends. I know him pretty damn well. We eventually convinced him to end it with her, and he's much happier for it. Good. Bros before hoes. Bing bong, motherfucker. Bing bong. Number 6. When she tried to fuck me, I felt like that was a bit odd. Wait a minute. Is she trying to fuck me? Number 5 here. We arrive at number 5. Posted this a few days ago, but my wife's best friend's husband. I never got on with the guy whilst everyone else did. I found him to be very know-it-all, and if you had done something, he would have done it 10 times better. I'm sure my wife had a thing for him. It was always, Rob has done this and Rob has done that. Ain't Rob a great guy? Tracy is so lucky to have Rob. Why don't you and Rob go fishing? Why don't you and Rob go for a beer? To keep the peace, I would, and each time I spent with the bloke, I disliked him more and more. Something just didn't feel right about him. I ended up telling my wife that I can't handle the bloke anymore and that I wouldn't have him around our home again. She had a raging hump, called me an unsociable twat, jealous knob, etc. 2 weeks later, it came out that Rob had been beating Tracy, was a raging alcoholic, mentally abused his kids, and was banging a skank alkie from down the road. Now everyone thinks Rob is an absolute cunt. Someone says, my missus is getting quite a bit of grief now. No one knew how much of an evil cock Rob was apart from his wife and kids. But still, the way that your wife was just all over Rob's cock. Fuck this stupid bitch. You know what I mean? Why don't you go date that bitch, you fucking loser? Some of the way that these women act, you must swear that they got a fucking kid. And they feel like they got the security of the fact that you can't leave me, you got a kid with me. You know what I mean? You running your mouth like this. Fucking women who are running their mouth, man. There is nothing like a woman running their mouth with the security of knowing that A, you ain't gonna smack them in the mouth like they probably deserve, right? And B, they probably got the security of a kid and they know that you're a good guy. So on top of not touching them, they know that you're not going to try and dip the fuck out and run away. Even though, hey man, sometimes the best thing you can do for a kid that's growing up is not force yourself into a situation where you don't even love their mom. You know what I mean? Or the dad. Y'all can't just be together for a kid. Jeez. Victoria Morales says, oh my God, Mom, you're embarrassing. What are you guys talking about? What are you guys talking about? Guys, I love you, but don't pee in the pool. There are a lot of people in here, and I like to believe that they might be engaging the chat if you guys weren't being so, I don't know, talking about tacos or whatever the hell you're doing. For anybody who's listening to the stream and it is lurking, but just isn't speaking right now, why don't you type H, lowercase h, into the stream chat for me? Do that for me. I just want to know that you're here. You know? I just want to know that you're here, and I appreciate you for being here. So as I travel up the list of 40 things that were off about a friend's partner, looks like I'm seeing Hummingbird, who is lurking, Lunar Lad, Emily Fu, who I saw for the first time today. Hope you're having a great day. Hummingbird, Lunar Lad, Genevieve and Closer are really two of the most hate-fueled women that I know that as it pertains to me. Knife Wife, it's nice to see you. Rocket Fast, I haven't seen you at all, but it's nice to know that you're there. Katie Bug, hello. Chime, hello clean. And then Michael Davis said in before uppercase H. Yeah, I was expecting that uppercase H too, but I'm impressed that no one was, so much of a shitlord that they had to do it, you know what I mean? I am genuinely impressed by everybody's restraint. That's cool, man. Being able to exercise restraint and not do the obvious thing by making that uppercase H, that's legit. I like you guys. Kalen Brady says HIV. Hardy har har, wacka wacka, you know what I mean? Megan says H. Hello. Blaze Burn. Elia Silex. Man, that's a cool name. That's like a fucking robot name. That's like a cyborg name that was conceived in the year 2000 when we were all trying to get digitized, baby. Trying to integrate our physical consciousness into the technology, the information superhighway. We're going to breach the matrix. It is I, Elia Silex. Sorry, Forrest Davis, Maskey. Hey, I know a Forrest. That's related to the hottest girl in the world. I bet she's all like giggling right now. All right. And Cattington. I'm shaking my head. I'm sorry. You can't even see me. Alexandria, you. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it took such a long time to acknowledge the lurkers, but I love you all. Ooh, Fat Man put that uppercase H. He already knew. We already roasted, whoever was going to not exercise restraint and be basic. And you were just like, and I did it. Bitch, what y'all gonna do? Wow, my phone's been on this whole time. Oh, Hannah didn't giggle. She just smiled. I guess I'll just fucking kill myself, man. I'm kidding. As we roll up to number 4, it reads, the second time we met, she cornered me in the bathroom and threatened to cut me if I spoke to her boyfriend again. That's like the opposite of the I'll do anything you want in the bathroom story. This is like a what the fuck? That's the opposite of the one before. That is the opposite. Holy bing bong. Well, as we roll up to we're gonna really put a bow on this list right now, guys, so brace yourselves. I hope you're ready. I had a great time with you guys, and here we are done tonight. Oh boy, let me go ahead and extend this just a little bit. Whew. So number 3, I hope that this is all being captured. Number 3, in person, he was quiet and kind, but she told the story after story about his pill popping, fraud, suicide attempts, and general emotional abuse. She left him. I had a falling out with her. I caught her in a couple of lies, and I just abruptly ended the friendship. Meanwhile, unbeknownst to me, my husband had befriended the significant other at the gym. My husband didn't care this guy had a bad reputation as painted by the ex-wife. He was a cool gym buddy. About a year after I ended the friendship, I became friends with her ex-husband. It's because it's been 3 years of friendship now. Every time I learn something cool about the guy, a Marine, passionate about his kids, solid, hard worker, true and loyal to the core. We often compare stories. I'll tell him her side of the story and how badly she painted him out to be. He'll either tell me his side, which is a black and white opposite of what she said, or he'll flat out deny such a story ever existed with proof. So the moral of the story is, while I thought something was off about him, it was actually something off about her. Don't believe everything you hear. There are 2 sides to every story. Wow. Interesting. So as we reach the end of this list, I really do hope that everybody's having a great night. You all deserve that. Hummingbird says, Kyle, I'd comment more, but I'm quite sick and waiting on the transplant people to call me. I hope everything goes well. I hope everything goes well and that, I believe in you, man. You're going to pull through. Bing bong. So as we travel up to number 2, believe in yourself. And them vibes, they're coming to you. Number 2, whenever she would be having fun, he would pull her to the side and whisper/lecture her about how she looked stupid for dancing, laughing too loud, shit like that. Wow. It took 6 years for a divorce, but better late than never, man. What a asshole. Somebody else says, my girl does the opposite. She encourages me to do the worm when I'm drunk. She can do the robot. I'm still not sure who looks goofier, and that's the way life should be. Have a good time. Jeez. Somebody else responds, my husband tried doing the worm the other night, smacked his face on the floor, and got a fat lip. I felt bad but died laughing when he whispered to me, did I look cool? Oh. Somebody else says, I was super cool in middle school. So I would announce that I was going to do the worm and then just sort of squirm around on the floor yelling about my segmented body and eating dirt. What the fuck? All right, guys, we've made it to the end of this list. Megan says, Kyle, I should send you my contact details. Should shit hit the fan here in Japan. Dude, are you talking about that North Korea shit? Dude, everything will be fine. That man's crazy, though, dude. That man's crazy. Is he trying to get fucked up? You know what I mean? Is he trying to get fucked up? And you know what the crazy part is? I wouldn't even want him to be captured and brought over here. I just want them to shoot that nigga stone cold. You know what I mean? And then be like, and then hit him with a shrug emoji. Like, hey nigga, we could have did that the whole time. What y'all gonna do now? Y'all gonna nuke this? Who you gonna nuke? We want to see you. I want America to take a stick over there and just hold it over them. Like, you know, and see how hard they flinch. You know what I mean? Just like when you clench your fist and you just, what you gonna do, nigga? What are you gonna do? Oh my God, they're crazy over there. What's the point, North Korea? What is the point, North Korea? So as we travel up and finish this list, sorry. Oh boy. I want to go ahead and thank my sexy ass patrons. Whoa. Zip Z Stream donated $15.15. My man. And it's such a strange number, but you know what? There's symmetry in that. I appreciate you. I love you, man. I missed you guys. Wait a minute. 420, he says, for future reference, Calum is pronounced with a short A. So Callum or Callum, you know what I'm talking about? I'm kidding. It's Callum, right? Oh, Callum Brady. I apologize, Callum Brady. But I do appreciate that 420.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you. That's hot shit, guys. That's hot shit. So once again, Jesus, I'd like to thank my patrons for putting up with some shit this month. And you're really going to see me. I'll tell you what's scary is it looks like the channel is somehow approaching 19,000 subscribers, which is weird. Because nobody should be subscribing to this channel since all my shit is instantly demonetized. And I don't think that I'm getting any linked shit. You know what I mean? A lot of other channels will strike it big, and here's how they strike it big. Some blog will take a video that they've made and put it on their blog, and then it'll get a lot of traffic. Some Tumblr will take a video of theirs, and it'll get really popular on Tumblr, and then it'll help people find them. And most importantly, some videos from people's channels get posted on Reddit, and then they float to the front page. That's an easy 50,000 views right there. Most people can see and learn from that video, and then, you know, find out about that content. That shit never happens with me. And most of my videos are not suggested to anybody because I am just a dude with a channel who refuses to find a focus. So if I were a creepy channel, then I'd have so much creepy content that inevitably other people watching other creepy channels would inevitably get linked to mine, but I don't have enough. If I made even more gaming content, after a while, most people who are watching gaming channels would inevitably be linked to my gaming shit, but I don't make a lot of gaming. You know what I mean? You see what I'm talking about? You see where I'm going with this. All right. And that's the bottom line. All I know is that I'm thankful for you guys. And, you know, if I had you guys until the end of time, I wouldn't be worried about more. I just know that I'm going to have to really crank some shit out because you guys deserve it. So, as we reach the end, or number 1, on the list of 40 things that were off about a friend's partner, it reads, well, she's 20 and he's over 10 years older. 6 months into their relationship, she tells me he won't let her touch his phone, but gets mad if she doesn't let him touch hers. A year passes and she's never been to his place, met his family, and the only time they see each other is at work. Dude is either married or has kids, straight up. That's fucking weird, dude. How does a year go by, dudes? How does a year go by? That is some shit. Some people put up with some gangster ass shit, and that's all I can say. Selena says, actually, Kyle, I discovered you because you were a suggestion. On what? Creepy stories? That could be the only thing. That could be the only bing bong. Oh boy. King the Demon says, you better stream on my birthday, Kyle. When is that? When is that, King the Demon? When is that? Special thanks again to Callum Brady for being a hot shot. Special thanks to Schwanz Gruberman for hitting me with that deuce is loose. Dr. Mellon, you are hot stuff too. EP3 lad, you know I ain't forgot about you. Oh boy. And Zip Z Stream. I don't know where it's all coming from, Zipsy Stream, man, but you know, you got a place in my heart, brah. Blazeburn says, I found your channel because I wanted to see if there were more ways to fuck with people. Oh man, I made a fuck with people video, and that was one of the first things to get demonetized. Whatever. Like bad, you know what I mean? Like when the world decides what a bad word is, it's so stupid. Oh boy. King the Demon says, I found you from the Roger Simon video. Is that the jumper cables one? Where the hell was that posted? That's very interesting. Either way, guys, I'm glad that I could get home. Literally moments after stepping into the house, I just sat down to do this list because I missed you all and I wanted to remind you that I'm here and that we could, you know, resume doing what we do. And whoever was saying that, you know, they were listening to me while they were hospitalized or something, you know, that really motivates me in an interesting way, because the last thing I would think is that, I don't know, something like this would be here for you. Maybe I just want to provide a place for people to come and be silly. And yeah, I tease a lot of the people in the stream chat for let's say figuratively peeing in the pool and scaring off some of the lurkers, but what I want is for you guys to have a place where you can just be you and talk and say whatever within reason, and I don't know, have a distraction or a reprieve or a break or a little escape, because we all need that. And I know that I've needed that in the past and do sometimes as well. Oh my god, it's the Red Jinx. Hello, beautiful Mads. She says, did I miss the entire thing? Yeah, you're right on time for the very end of this shit, because we just ended it, so what can I say? You know what I mean? I'm very sorry. There's nothing more for me to read. An hour and 46 minutes into the stream, she shows up. That is so her. Alex just showed up too. Oh, Creepy Boners. Creepy Boners just celebrated her birthday, so happy birthday again to you. Guys, I'm very pleased to be home. Hopefully I'll be able to make some more stuff happen. And like I said, rapidly approaching 19,000 subs, so I feel like I may need to make some sort of video happen. Some of you have heard songs that I was working on. I may need to edit those together into something. Mashup Central. Just subscribe. All right. Guys, I love you. You all know how to get a hold of me if you can type my name in Snapchat. And we'll just go from there. Take it easy. You're going to see me again soon in the next couple of days, you know, frequently, as I try to reestablish daily, you know, set your watch to it. So whenever this is, or 9:30 Eastern, figure out when that is, and that's when I'll start the stream. I will try to I'll try to schedule it, you know what I mean? So it'll just be like a little thing that says, oh, it's gonna start in this amount of time, and then you guys can expect that. I love you, and I'll see you all soon. Take it easy. Whew. Good night.